After Joshua had conquered Jericho and Ai, they took some time, they built an altar, they worshiped the Lord, and they reread all the words of Moses before the people. It wasn't long after this that all the inhabitants of the land began to come together to go to war against Joshua. But there was a group of people that showed up in the camp of the Israelites. They were the men of a place called Gibeah, which turns out was just not very far right over the hill from where Joshua was encamped at Gilgal. But the men came, and it says they did work wilily. And they went and made as if they had been ambassadors, and took old sacks upon their asses, and wine bottles old and rent and bound up, and old shoes and clouded upon their feet, and old garments upon them, and all the bread of their provision was moldy and dry. They came with deceit because they determined that they couldn't defeat the Israelites, and so they wanted to form a league with them. They wanted to make a covenant with them, a treaty. And so when Joshua and the elders saw this group of ambassadors that had come, they came to them. They said, "Where are you from?" They said, "Oh, we're from a long ways off. But we want to make a league with you." And Joshua said, "Well, what if you live among us? We can't make a league with you. We've come here to take this land, and our orders are to completely drive all the inhabitants of this land out." They said, "Oh, no, you don't have to worry about that." They said, "We have come from a long ways. Wherefore our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spake to us, saying, Take victuals with you for the journey, and go meet them, and say unto them, We are your servants, therefore now make ye a league with us. This our bread we took hot for our provision out of our homes on the day we came forth to go unto you. But now, behold, it's dry, and it is moldy. And these bottles of wine which are filled were new. And now, behold, they're rent. And these our garments and our shoes are become old by reason of the very long journey." And so they come and they lie. They use deceit to trick Joshua into making a covenant with them, an agreement with them, a treaty, so that they wouldn't destroy them. And here's the lesson. It tells us very clearly in Joshua chapter 9 and verse 14. "And the men," that would be Joshua and the elders of the Israelites, "they took of their victuals and asked not counsel at the mouth of the Lord." In other words, they looked at the old shoes, the old clothes, the moldy bread, the broken wineskins, and they said, "Yep, it looks like, if these things were new when you left, they are wore out. You have come from a long distance." And so they make a league with this group of people, the Gibeonites. But they did not take counsel at the mouth of the Lord, the Bible says. The way to keep from being tricked and fooled in life is to pray, is to seek God's guidance and direction. Decisions, especially big decisions, are not the kind of things that you should hastily enter into. They're the kind of things that you should prayerfully enter into, that you should take and go before the Lord and ask counsel of the Lord and pray and seek His guidance and His wisdom. The Bible says there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ends thereof are the ways of death. And sure enough, it turns out that once this covenant, this treaty with these men is made, they go right over the hill, and that's where they're from, and they live right in the midst of the land of Canaan. And Joshua and the elders, they're obviously upset with them, and they say, "All right, well, we're going to make you hewers of wood and drawers of water." And they said, "That's fine with us, but we're going to live, and you're going to have to protect us." And sure enough, the Canaanites attack this group of people, and Joshua has to go to their aid because of the league that they have. I just want to encourage you this morning. The lesson really is simple. We can be deceived in this life, and the way to keep from being deceived is to go to the Lord in prayer with all of our decisions and to seek His guidance and His wisdom. God bless you. Have a great day.